What up, peeps? Energy here, and today's energy broadcasting system is a subject I've talked about before, and it's the ego. The ego is our biggest enemy. It holds us back and holds us down from truly experiencing relationships, experiencing anything that we are participating in our lives, in that relationship, work. From riding a skateboard to enjoying a meal, to enjoying a person, to enjoying a vacation, and that list can go on and on and on about where ego walks over everything and stomples it and destroys it. It just does. It's something that I've worked hard in the last few years, opening up energy and taking that journey, and the process of what it is to hold that sacred ground, that sacred space. I feel I build something that is where I definitely invite and encourage people to leave their ego on the other side of the door. And it takes time for ego not to rear its head in our lives, and it does. And it can still be present in my life sometimes. It's something that I still need to look at and calm it down and ask it to go away and demand it to go away and make it go away. It's a process. It's far and few in between when I have to wrestle down my ego, but it still rears its head in different things, and why it's so far and few in between, because it feels great not to arrive in any situation with my ego. For me, on my end of every situation I'm in every relationship I'm in my personal one, and the person I'm choosing to share this life with, in my relationship with my children, with the people I work for and I work with my community, and everything, I show up to the plate at 100%. I give everything, and I don't allow my ego to get in the way and take anything personal. And I know that that's such a hard thing to say, like, oh, don't take someone's actions personal. I don't. And it took a long time for me to get there, because in letting go of my ego, because why would I think for one moment that something that's occurring in someone else's life, the way that they're treating me or acting or behaving, it has something to do with me. It has to do with themselves. And that applies to for you watching this right now. When something's going on in your life, it's really not about you. It's about that person and their interpretation, their filter on how they choose to live their lives and react and respond to something, how they're participating in that moment. That has 100% to do with them, just like the way you react, the way you respond, the way you talk, has everything to do with you. Irrelevant to what's happening, what someone's doing to me, my reaction, my response, the way I allow that day, my day, to not be consumed and taken over by one bad moment, one bad 5 minutes that someone's having a bad day and they responded to me or reacted to me in a way that I didn't care for. I have to quickly stop and say, you know what, that isn't about me. They're in a shit. They're either in a shitty mood today, or they're living in that shitty space all the time, because it's a choice they make. Just like I'm choosing to not take this personal, and I'm choosing for these 5 minutes that were not good to allow it to take over a good 14 hours of my day, which is normally what my day is up, 14, 18 hours of a day that you're up and participating in your day, in your action, in your responsibilities, in your actions of what you're choosing to do in that day. I don't allow one moment that's going bad to trickle on all the days. I've learned to find my balance within myself. That's me letting go of my ego and saying, like, you know what, I don't have to be on all the time. Today's the day I need to be quiet and to myself. Doesn't mean that anything's wrong. I gotta refuel, and that's finding balance. Ego's our biggest enemy. Ego will hold you back from truly experiencing a loved one, to experience your children, to experience your job, Ego doesn't allow you to change your filter and how you've been looking at things, to reprogram your mind, to not arrive at a situation from a past story, because that's what we do. We walk into a situation, and let's say with your spouse, you've had an issue with your spouse several times, and then you'll never really know if there's been a change, because you're already arriving every time you're standing in front of your spouse or your coworker or your child or your sibling or your friend, because you've had previous situations with that person that haven't been positive. Well, now I'm walking into the situation. Am I going to be walking in with the stories from the past, or am I going to really arrive with child's mind and beginner's mind? And to be able to do that and arrive to experience that moment for what it truly is, without a past story or notion of how it's supposed to look like, that's you letting go of ego. Because ego is the one that drives those situations. That ego is the one who says, hey, yo, bring that baggage with you to deal with this person. Because that baggage is already letting you know that this person can't be trusted, this person's full of shit, or this person isn't being sincere, whatever it is. You know what? I arrive in every situation with everybody with an open arm. Irrelevant to how many times my heart's been broken, how many times I've been betrayed, how many times have I been let down. That doesn't play any role on what I'm going to do today. That doesn't play on any role of how I'm going to interact with my humans or any stranger that I come across the street. I arrive with an open arm, with 100% trust, with 100% of love. I'm not saying you guys, but whoever that's in front of me, they're the ones who are going to determine how that relationship is going to unfold. I'm never going to arrive with a notion or an expectation, or with, yeah, this is how this person is, or I know that type of personality. I don't know shit. I don't know shit about nobody, because I don't walk in their shoes. I don't. So I'm gonna always arrive in every situation with an open mind, an open heart, without any judgment. And even though I could have the worst moment with someone today, I'm gonna let that moment pass and give that opportunity for the next day. I don't give up on people. I don't. And that doesn't, when I say don't give up on people, and don't give up, my ego knows that not giving up doesn't mean that I'm going to sacrifice myself. Meaning not giving up, meaning like I'm never going to lose hope. That doesn't mean that person needs to be in my life anymore. That doesn't mean that it needs to allow that vibration energy to share my space. Ego would have stepped in and say, oh, you can't give up. You got to put up with the bullshit. You got to put up and tolerate. I don't got to tolerate shit. No one's got to tolerate shit. And that doesn't mean you got to sever it completely. That means you got to push away and give space, because you got to take care of self first. And when ego's present, ego doesn't allow you to put yourself first. Because AT&T guy was at my house the other day when I moved into a beautiful new home. I'm living on a lake with great vibration energy. And the guy from AT&T, he's like, listen, I'm going to put this Wi-Fi on the top floor, because the service and the power is better from up here, because it's going to be able to spread your Wi-Fi better. And it's a lot harder than when the Wi-Fi, the main hub, is on the bottom trying to work its way up. And I was like, yo, the metaphor in that. I got my daughter Luna in the room and this guy from AT&T, and we're having this great conversation, because Luna and I are relating and looking at each other like, look at the metaphor in that in life. Because I'm always telling her and everybody around me, put yourself first. Because all the power is there when you take care of self first. You know when it's time that you need to be quiet and alone and build yourself up. Self-care, self-love, self-worth, self-awareness, enlightenment, and evolution happens in self. And then you're golden and great for the world. That's why I can serve the masses, and I love helping and caring for people, because I'm doing it from the top. I no longer do it from the bottom where the burden is heavy and I can't reach everybody. Self-love, self-worth. Let go of ego. Arrive in every situation with child's mind, beginner's mind. Irrelevant to how many times you've been broken, you've been hurt. Fuck that shit. Who cares? I invite you to love wholeheartedly. Love like you've never loved before. Trust like you've never trusted before. Every single day. Doesn't matter what anybody has done or what they're doing. It's what you're doing. How are you arriving? Who are you being? I don't give a shit what's happened to me. How many times I've been betrayed, hurt, let down, don't trust. Look at you, you're a fool. I ain't no fool. I'm a fucking giant. Why? Because I see the bigger picture. I know that it's not about what anybody else is doing. It's about what I'm doing. I know me. I know my self-worth. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And it doesn't change because of what someone else is doing or what is happening in my environment around me. It's what's happening within. Find peace and settleness within. Wholeness. Let go of your ego. I know I talk about ego often, but it was worth it. Energy out, because I got to get on that skateboard and keep riding.